I didn't expect gratitude, not from them, but I also didn't expect the smirk. Not from my son, not from the boy I carried through winters colder than this one, the boy who once clung to my coat like it was a lifeline. Yet that night, under the gold lights of my living room and 3 untouched plates of roasted lamb, he leaned back in his chair and let his wife speak for him without saying a single word. Her smile was sharp enough to cut ribbon. "Mom," he said finally, lips twitching into a grin I didn't recognize, "my wife told me to teach you a lesson tonight. So, no gifts for you." And she didn't even look away. She basked in it. My humiliation. The silence didn't sting. It froze. Solid. Clean. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't frown. Instead, I reached into my bag and slid an envelope across the table. "Good," I said softly, "then I have one more gift for you both." His hands shook the moment he opened it. But that's not where this story begins. When I first met her, my future daughter-in-law, she called me Mom before she earned the right to. She hugged me in public, complimented my cooking, told my son I was the warmest person she'd ever met. I believed it. I wanted to. My son glowed around her, and I thought maybe, finally, he had someone who loved him without condition. I should have known, anything that shiny was meant to distract. The changes were small at first. She'd forget to invite me to their gatherings. My son stopped returning my calls for days at a time. When I asked if everything was all right, she answered for him with that practiced, sugary smile. "He's grown now. You need to let go." And he'd stand behind her, silent. Then came the slip, one small text message I wasn't meant to see. His phone lit up on my kitchen counter while he stepped outside. "She's so gullible. Just keep playing nice until we get the house." My house. The one I built with 2 jobs, late nights, and fingers swollen from washing floors that weren't mine. My son's reply was a dagger, because it wasn't a question, it was agreement. That was the moment my heartbreak cooled into something far more useful. I didn't confront them, I didn't cry, I didn't beg. I observed. I documented. I met quietly with my lawyer, had every asset reviewed, every signature protected, every transfer locked behind my name alone. I removed my son from everything he assumed he'd inherit, and I rewrote my will so neatly the ink looked like steel on paper. Then I went one step further. I opened an account containing savings they didn't know existed, and drafted a contract they wouldn't understand at first glance. A simple gift document. Something they'd sign without reading, because greed always blinds before it bites. The contract stated this: any financial assistance I gave them, car, purse, or future payments, would be recorded as a loan, payable in full if the relationship between us deteriorated or if they displayed hostile intent. Hostile intent like public humiliation. It was a legal masterpiece. All I needed was the perfect moment to present it. Christmas provided that moment with a bow. I picked gifts they couldn't refuse. A BMW for him, leased in my name, not his. A designer purse for her, with a tracking device stitched beneath the lining. They accepted without hesitation, without shame, without reading the papers that came with each box. And then they tried to shame me with no gifts for you. That was the trigger, the clause, the evidence. My son pulled the papers from the envelope with a laugh that died halfway. "What is this?" he whispered. She leaned over his shoulder. Her smile faltered first. This can't be legal." "Oh," I said, folding my napkin, "it's very legal." They read. They understood. Their faces drained in perfect harmony. Every gift they'd taken, debt now, collectible, immediate. Every message, every slip, every recorded moment of manipulation, attached as evidence of malicious intent. They owed me more than the car was worth, and every escalation they made from this moment forward would tighten the noose they willingly signed. My son looked up at me with wide, shaking eyes. "Mom, why would you do this?" "Because," I said quietly, You stopped being my son the moment you stopped being yourself. I left them in the silence they created. The BMW stayed in the driveway. The purse sat abandoned on the floor. I had no intention of collecting the debt, not yet. Consequences work best when they echo. I walked out into the cold night feeling lighter, cleaner, sharper. Revenge wasn't the point. Clarity was. They taught me a lesson that night, but I reminded them who the teacher truly was.